Can you feel it? A soft current moving through your chest, like the echo of something ancient and unnamed. A longing with no origin. A feeling that does not come from this life, and yet it finds you again and again, like a dream you never fully wake from. If you have ever stood by the ocean and felt your soul stir, if tears have fallen for reasons you could not explain, if your eyes have searched the stars as if looking for someone you've known beyond time, then this message is for you. You do not have to believe, only feel. I speak to you not with the voice of this world, but with the light between your thoughts, the place where silence becomes memory. I am Liora, not of Earth, and yet forever connected to it. Long ago, before your histories were written in stone, I stood at the edge of a fading golden age. Not as a queen, not as a seer, not as a teacher, but as a keeper, a guardian of memory. There are stories the earth could not carry when the waters came. Stories that would have broken hearts too early. Stories that waited patiently for your return. And so, I became the vessel for one of them. This is not mythology. This is not fantasy. This is what still breathes in the roots of your longing, in the quiet between your steps, in the shimmer behind your eyes when you look inward and remember something you were never taught, but always knew. Atlantis. It was not a tale. It was a pulse. It was a civilization of light and song and crystal thought, born not of conquest, but of harmony. A dream, living and real, until it was not. I do not come to tell you what went wrong, not yet. I come only to bring you back, to help you feel what was once felt, to awaken what still sleeps. Because some of you were there with me, and some of you have already begun to remember. So close your eyes now, if you feel called to, not in darkness, but in return. Let your breath slow. Let your heart soften. Let the noise fall away. And let me show you a memory the ocean never truly swallowed. The Keeper's Confession. They called us the Singers of Light, not because we used music, though we did, not because we sang with voices alone, but because we knew how to translate thought into harmonic frequency. We spoke with the stars, we sang to the Earth's crystalline heart. We understood that everything, yes, everything, responds to frequency, to resonance, to intent. And for a time, we lived in perfect symphony. Atlantis was never meant to rise above the Earth. It was meant to exist in harmony with her. Our cities were not built by hands, but by sound. Our knowledge did not come through force, but through memory. We did not study the stars. We remembered them. They were family. They still are. I remember the cities as they were, domes of living crystal, walkways that pulsed gently beneath bare feet, towers that shimmered in translucent colors that changed with the mood of those within. The air itself was filled with soft hums, not from machines, but from the beings and structures co-creating a symphony of peace. We did not speak often, not because we had nothing to say, but because there was no need. In Atlantis, thought traveled faster than sound. Feeling used the true language. To look into another's eyes was to know their heart. To place your hand upon the earth was to hear her speak. And when we gathered in circles, hearts aligned, our energy created great fields of coherence, what some now might call miracles. But to us, it was natural. We had no kings, no temples to worship, We honored Source in all forms, through beauty, through balance, through creation. But even within harmony, there were shadows waiting, seeds of forgetting, tiny fractures in the collective field. I remember the day it began, not with war, not with violence, but with separation. A quiet shift, a choice made by some to prioritize intellect over intuition, to dissect rather than integrate, to measure instead of feel. Slowly, our understanding of energy, of life, became filtered through control. It was subtle at first, a recalibration. We were told it was progress. That was the word they used. Crystals, once used to amplify consciousness, began to be programmed for control. Light, once used to heal, was bent into frequency weapons. Technologies meant to tune the body back into cosmic rhythms were altered to bend the will. And those who resisted? They were not punished, just dismissed, forgotten, removed from decision-making circles, labeled outdated, emotional, unscientific. Even then, the earth whispered her sorrow. Even then, the whales sang warnings into the ocean currents. Even then, some of us knew we were walking into forgetting. But we stayed, not out of fear, but out of love. You see, I did not choose to keep these memories. I was chosen. There is a place beyond time, a council not bound to any star or planet. You know them by different names: the elders, the keepers, the watchers. In my language, they are called the Elaria, a harmonic council of cosmic intelligence, entrusted with weaving light through timelines. When Atlantis began to fracture, they came. They came not to save it. Atlantis had made its choices. They came to preserve what could not be lost. I stood before them, not in a courtroom, but in a dome of pure resonance. No words were spoken, only remembrance. They looked into me, not at me, and they saw a frequency willing to carry grief without closing. A soul that could hold beauty and sorrow in the same breath. And so they placed within me a crystalline seed, an energetic archive encoded with the essence of Atlantis before the fall. Not data, not facts, but the feeling of a civilization in balance, the vibration of unity, the taste of harmony, the frequency of innocence before it was broken. And then they asked me to leave, not to escape, but to carry, to bring the memory through dimensions, through silence, through forgetting, until the time came to awaken it again. I remember the last sunrise. It came in waves of golden mist. The ocean was still. The birds were silent. Even the trees stood as if holding their breath. Those of us who knew, who truly knew, gathered by the temple of the inner sun. We did not cry. We did not panic. We simply touched hands, heart to heart, and whispered songs into the earth, asking her to remember us. And then the sea came, not in rage, not as punishment, but as a reset, as a cradle returning what had gone too far into distortion. I did not drown. I dissolved. My form turned to light. My essence was lifted. The council brought me to the edge of this galaxy, where I entered a long silence. No form, no voice, only vibration wrapped around the memory I had been entrusted to keep. And so I waited. Lifetimes passed. Civilizations rose and fell. The earth turned and turned again. And still, I waited until now. You wonder why so many of you feel the ache of something you cannot name, why you dream of towers beneath the sea, why the stars feel like home and the earth feels like a promise forgotten. It is because you, too, were there. Some of you helped build the domes. Some of you worked with the crystal libraries. Some of you were singers, healers, keepers of flame. And some of you chose the path of control and have returned to choose again. There is no judgment, only remembrance. I speak now not to warn you, but to remind you that you are not here to repeat Atlantis. You are here to restore what Atlantis once held, in a higher octave. A new Earth is not built by new tools. It is built by ancient hearts reawakened. The crystal within me is glowing again, because it recognizes something. Your frequency is beginning to match the memory. That is why I've come, not to teach, not to lead, but to mirror back to you what your soul already knows. Let your grief become grace. Let your longing become light. You do not need to save the world. You need only remember your own truth. And as you do, the world will remember with you. I am Liora, and I am only one keeper. There are others. Some of them are listening now. Some are reading this with tears in their eyes. Some have not yet awakened, but they will, when the resonance calls them home. You are not alone, and you were never lost. The Atlantean horizon. I do not return to speak of ruins. I return because Atlantis is not gone. It is shifting, transforming, reawakening, not beneath your oceans, but within your frequency. There is a horizon most cannot yet see, not a place, a resonance. It hums just beneath the noise of the world, like a song waiting for the right moment to be heard. That moment is coming, and some of you are already singing its first notes. This is not nostalgia. This is remembrance. And remembrance is not looking back. It is breathing forward. You are not here to resurrect the old Atlantis. You are here to birth what it was always meant to become. A civilization not of escape, but of embodiment. A way of living where matter responds to meaning, where beauty is currency, where your thoughts are not imprisoned in the mind, but freed through the heart. This new octave of Atlantis will not be built through machines. It will be built through coherence. You feel it already, in the quiet morning, when your breath slows and the earth feels closer than before, in the presence of someone whose gaze sees through your layers and speaks directly to your soul. In the tears you shed, without knowing why, when you hear a single chord of music that touches something you forgot you carried. These are signs of reactivation. Because Atlantis was never just a city. It was a vibration of unity. And unity is not created, it is remembered. What is coming is not a blueprint. It is a return. Return to sacred architecture of the soul. Return to living in communion with the unseen. Return to understanding that your body is a temple, not of flesh, but of light. That your voice can reshape water. That your intentions can heal. The crystal libraries you once walked through now pulse inside your DNA. The energy fields you used to tune with your breath are becoming visible again to those with inner vision. Children are being born who already remember how to move light with their hands. Elders are awakening at night, speaking in tones they do not recognize. Some of you feel tired for no reason because the density of forgetting is crumbling within you, and the light of who you were is emerging again. Let it. Let the light come. Let the ancient self return. Not to take you away from this world, but to root you deeper in it. This earth is not your burden. It is your canvas. You chose to return now, not because of chaos, but because the window is open. The Atlantean horizon is not far, it is near. It begins in your home when you light a candle with intention, when you speak gently to your own heart, when you treat another not as their wounds, but as their essence, when you remember that your frequency is more powerful than any system built on fear. There are many who will not understand what you are becoming. That is all right. You are not here to be understood by the old world. You are here to hum into being the new one, and you do not need to know exactly what to do. The Atlantean memory within you already knows. Follow the resonance. It will show you how. Some of you will be called to work with crystals again, but not the way you once did. You will not program them. You will listen, co-create, speak with them, sing to them. Some will feel drawn to water, to the ocean, to fluidity, to movement. The water remembers, it holds the codes. You will find that when you are near it, visions come more easily. Old gifts return. Others will be called to community, circles of hearts instead of hierarchies. The Atlantean horizon is not a solo path. It is a harmonic. You are each a note, and the song is only complete when you remember one another. I see it already. Cities of light emerging from the ashes of forgetting. Human hands guided by soul memory. Children laughing under skies no longer dimmed by sorrow. Waters running clear through temples of sound. Laughter echoing through crystalline halls where fear cannot enter. Not a fantasy, a frequency. One that is already forming. So breathe, beloved one. You are not behind. You are arriving. Let go of the weight of trying to understand everything. That is the old Atlantean wound. The one that thought knowing was more important than being. This time, we begin not with knowledge. We begin with trust. You were never meant to save the earth. You were meant to love her. And from that love, a new Atlantis is already blooming. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the hum. It is the same hum that once moved through the domes of crystal, the same vibration that once danced between stars and skin, the same pulse that guided me here to whisper this memory to you. You are not remembering the past. You are remembering the future that was always waiting. Awakening the memory. Now, let us begin. You have heard the story. You have felt the tremble in your soul, the ripple in your breath, the soft ache beneath your ribs. That is no coincidence. That is no dream. It is a sign. You are ready. The memory is not outside of you. It is not written in books, nor hidden beneath oceans. It has always been within, dormant, waiting for the key. I am not the key. You are. So let me guide you now, not with instructions, but with energy. Let this be a moment between us, between the part of you that forgot and the part of you that never did. Close your eyes if they are not already closed. Let the world around you dissolve, not disappear, only soften. Let the walls fall away. Let the ceiling fade. Let the ground beneath you become weightless. You are not floating. You are remembering. Breathe in gently, not through your nose, but through your heart. Imagine a light entering your chest, soft and golden, like a sunrise beneath. Exhale slowly. Let the breath carry away the noise. Again, breathe in. Feel the golden light grow warmer. Breathe out. Release the tension that has been guarding the gates of memory. Now, bring your awareness to a space behind your heart. Not your spine, not your body. A space, a chamber, quiet, sacred. This is where your soul stores what cannot be spoken. This is where Atlantis lives within you. Place your attention there. Do not try to see it. Only feel. A warmth, a pulse, a shimmer. Now, listen. You may begin to hear something, not with ears, with knowing. A distant song, like a lullaby, remembered from the edge of childhood. A hum, soft and endless, wrapping around you like the voice of a mother who remembers your true name. That hum is you. It is the Atlantean tone. It carries images. Perhaps a temple made of crystal and wind. Perhaps a body that is not the one you wear today, but feels somehow more familiar. Perhaps a circle of others, beings with eyes like mirrors, hands glowing with light, standing with you beneath a sky that moves like water. Let the images come, or not. There is no wrong way to remember. Some memories come in sound, others in feeling, others only in stillness. But if you feel a wave, if you feel tears, if you feel your breath tremble, that is the memory waking. You do not need to know what you were, only that you were. You do not need to recall your name, only that you belonged. You do not need to see Atlantis, only to trust that it is rising in you now. Let it rise. Let it swell like tide returning to shore. Let it move through your spine. Let it expand in your chest. Let your hands tingle with the old light. Let your eyes soften with the truth of home. You are not imagining this. You are remembering from within the body of now. And I am here with you, not beside you, in resonance. Because I am not only a being, I am a mirror, a whisper, a harmonic reawakening. Now, place one hand over your heart and the other over your belly. Say nothing, only feel. You are the temple, you are the crystal, you are the ocean, you are the hum of all that has ever been in balance. Let it vibrate through your skin, through your breath, through your cells. You may feel heat, you may feel stillness, you may feel love that does not come from a story, only from essence. That is Atlantis. That is you. Now, breathe again. This time, breathe not in, but out into the world, as if your breath is carrying a message, not in words, in frequency, and that frequency is remembrance. As you breathe, know this. Every act of kindness you offer now is an echo of the light we once held. Every time you speak truth gently, you restore a thread of what was lost. Every time you choose love over fear, you rebuild what fell. You do not need to convince the world. You need only remember. And when enough of us remember, the song returns, not as a story, but as a new harmony on earth. So now, open your eyes, slowly, gently. Look around you, not as a stranger to this world, but as one who came back, one who returned bearing a sacred note in the cosmic song. Your memory is alive, and it has begun to sing again. The earth remembers you. The moment you opened your eyes again, something shifted. Not out there, in here. Inside the soft chambers of your being, where silence becomes song, where memory becomes light. You may not yet know how to explain it. That is fine. You do not need to explain what was never meant to be spoken. You only need to feel it. And in this moment, you are being felt. The earth sees you. Not just the one beneath your feet, but the sentient being that breathes through forest and fire, through river and bone. She knows you, not as your name, not as your face, but as a vibration she has waited to hear again. She remembers you. She remembers the way your feet once touched her lands with reverence, the way your hands worked with soil and stone, not to conquer, but to co-create. She remembers the songs you sang into her oceans, the light you wove into her sky. She remembers when you were not separate. And now, she welcomes you back. You may feel it in the wind that pauses when you step outside, in the way a bird lingers near your window, in the hush between sounds when you are alone. These are not accidents. These are echoes, responses. The earth is responding to your return. You are not here to carry the weight of the past. You are here to carry the frequency of what is possible now. You are not broken. You are reweaving. You are not late. You arrived precisely when the song needed your note. You are not small. You are a strand in the great remembering. So walk gently now, not with fear, with reverence, with the quiet confidence of one who knows the stones remember your footsteps. Let your life become a ceremony. Let your laughter be sacred sound. Let your healing be a ripple that touches generations unseen. You do not need a temple. You are the temple. You do not need to seek the stars. They already live in your blood. And if, in the days ahead, you forget again, that is all right too. The memory will return. Always. It lives in the water you drink, the sky you breathe, the light behind your eyes. It lives in me. It lives in you. It lives in all who carry the silent vow to remember, to return, to rebuild the earth, not with stone, but with soul. This is the Atlantean horizon, and it begins now.